says, well, he says, you know, if I were losing, you'd be eating hamburger. You haven't eaten hamburger for very much hamburger, have you?
That's awesome. Oh, I love it.
But that's...
Yeah, we have some people up that are very. They do it for the money. Some people do it just for fun, and there's some that are there to.
There's definitely just for
supplementing, huh?
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Socializing.
Yes. I'm a socializer.
Good.
Not very good.
I can remember growing up, because they're like they're in Meridian and small towns. We always lived in quite small towns, lumber towns and so forth. And we had very strict orders that you did not go looking for Dad in the pool hall.
Oh.
That was a no-no for little kids to be in the pool.
No matter how certain you were he was there.
It's all right. You could ask somebody outside if they'd go see if he was in the pool hall.
Oh,
but
boy.
you did not come into the pool hall.
Well, the Oaks has definitely changed from, but I mean, still the old school stories that you hear.
Yeah.
It's quite the establishment, but it's you know, I mean, we still hold a lot of the tradition, and and right now, you know, we're just trying to be more of a marketing where it's focusing on the charities and trying to get away from, hey, we're just a bunch of people that sit up there and drink. Mm-hmm. That, you know, we're actually doing things for these charities, and so we've been out marketing that quite a bit in our community, and you know, we do the food baskets, and we do a backpack program for the school or the grade school kids, so that they get to take food home on the weekends, the ones that are on free or reduced lunch, and so that they get to take food home for the weekends. So, and it's nice because it does everybody in their family, not just them. Yeah. And it's a lot of kid-friendly foods that they can make and that they can microwave or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then they do enough that if there's an older sibling that isn't going to steal all their food, and so, but they would find that sometimes they'd start eating it on the bus on the way home because that they were nervous that their brothers or sisters were going to eat it or whatever. So they finally did it for the whole family.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But now they give them coupons for the milk instead of trying to send the milk home in the backpacks for these little kids to be like,
so where does the little kid go get milk?
No, they give it to their parents, but at least
in some ways that's a good system, but you know, in other ways, why, like when I was working for the welfare department, how much of that is scams.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well,
because when I was working for the Abundant Food Office, there was nothing for young people, or older people too, for that matter. Mm-hmm. The what we heard the most about is if they had a 2-year-old or 3-year-old, well, one couple would take the child in.
Oh no!
Get their abundant food. Then they go out around the barn or around the garage or something.
Jeez.
Out in the car, change the child's clothes.
Because who looks super close to a kid?
All of a sudden they'll have different parents.
Mm-hmm.
There's another couple would have
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty bad.
Well,
now,
this one's they run through the school, so they know who they are, but
Yeah,
it is, I mean, when we do our charity baskets, we
Yeah.
have to call around to the different, loaves and fishes,
Yeah.
and we call around to make sure that they haven't double, triple dipped and are getting toys and
oh yeah, because
food and
our church, we
they
have
show up in a Mercedes outside, and you're like, I understand people are down on their luck and things happen, but you could trade that Mercedes in for a downgraded, and there's
Yeah.
different priorities, I mean, I understand if it's paid off, you don't know everybody's situation.
Yeah.
Well, but still,
Even if you paid
probably
it
have
off, you
some
probably have some
resources.
really good equity in that
Yeah.
card.
And you have some resources
Yeah.
that, you know.
Unless it's being held together by baling wire. Sometimes hard to tell.
Those guys they were making millions of dollars and now they're bankrupt, and so they're gonna go into the middle of the jungle and gold mine. And it's like crazy. They're like putting their lives on the line.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
On TV.
yeah, it just amazes me what people will do any day.
Well,
All
we have,
you have to do is work for some department like
Yeah.
that. You'll see how many scams.
Yeah, it's so sad.
my friend is the church office manager at our church, and she sees it all the time, and she has to say, like, tell people, or like, check with other churches to see if people
Yeah.
are scamming, and they'll just, it's just so bad. So, just not, I don't know.
Well, they're always happy.